Good morning, guys. Okay, y'all ready? Okay, so here's the deal. You have really 1 week left. After today, you have 1 week left. That's right. That's right. You heard me. Technically, the last day of school is the 21st, but I have decided that after next week, you're going to be done with math, okay? Learning new material. If I do anything, it's going to be something that would be for fun, that is not going to be graded, okay? Long story short, I have to now start packing up my room, my classroom, and doing a lot of work up there. I can't teach and get a classroom completely closed up and textbooks, oh, y'all just don't know. So I have decided that after next week, y'all are done. So with that said, another piece of good news you will enjoy hearing, I'm not giving y'all a 6 weeks exam. Nope. Again, no 6 weeks exam. I made a decision. So no 6 weeks exam. We're going to go back a little bit and do all or several areas of chapter 11. The next Friday, the 15th, and I'll write this down. The 15th, you will have a quiz or something like that. I don't know if it's going to be a quiz or a test. I'm not sure right now over the chapter that we're going to be doing right now. So that's going to be it. Not a 6 weeks exam, just a test or a quiz. I'm not sure yet over what we're starting today and everything. More than likely just a quiz. Okay? So anyway, so we're almost done, y'all. Okay. With that said, what we're doing today, I know. We're not doing 13. We're not doing area and volume. I've been giving it a lot of thought, and you're going into Algebra 1 next year. I started thinking, what do you need to know more for Algebra 1? Do you need to know area and volume, geometry? Or do we need to back up and spend a little bit more time on chapter 11? Okay, y'all learned the Pythagorean theorem. All right. Well, I think we need to spend a little bit more time on square roots so that you're a little bit, let's start over. If you have 1 week to learn something before next year, is it going to be geometry or square roots? Which one's going to help you better in Algebra 1? Well, I can tell you right now, square roots. Because there is no geometry next year. You will not see any area or volume next year, period. So then why spend time learning it all? Okay, we're not going to worry about that. I want to spend some more time on square roots so that you just have a better foundation. Okay? Good to go? Normally, even the teacher before me skipped this whole chapter and just did the Pythagorean theorem. We're going to go ahead and do this chapter. That's how far ahead you are, to be honest. Typically, even the last teacher didn't go into volume and area that much, and so I thought, well, why not? All right, so anyway, I know I'm talking, but that was some important information. Okay, so we're going to be going back to chapter 11. We're doing square roots. Okay, yes, I know you understand square roots. So then this section is going to be actually really easy for you. But I want to back up a little bit. Let's relax. Let's enjoy this last part. I do want y'all to know, as far as vocabulary goes, you need to know what the radical sign is. And that's this thing. I'm not sure if I explained that to you. It's not a check. It's not a division thing. It's called the radical sign. And let's say that whatever is in here, that is the, whatever number or whatever's in there, that's the radicand. That's what it's called. Whatever you have inside the radical sign is called the radicand. Okay? A little bit, you know, vocabulary. All right, some important things that you need to know before we jump right in there. All right. Negative square root. Okay, to get a negative square root, the negative sign is on the outside of the radical sign. See? Negative sign is on the outside of the radical sign. Okay? For example, what is the square root of 81? I'm trying to get comfortable here. It's 9. Okay, now let's remember that means it's not what number times itself gives you the radicand. 9 times 9. What if I did negative 81? Negative square root of 81. That would give me negative 9. Okay? Because it's the square root of 81, which is 9, and then see that negative on the outside? You just throw it right there. So what if I had, what's the square root of 25? That's 5. Because we're looking for a number times itself gives you 25. So 5 times 5. Okay, what about if I have negative 49? Negative square root of 49. Okay, so we do the square root of 49, which is 7. And then we just take that little negative sign and throw it right there in front of it. So negative 7 is our answer. Okay. Now, a little star there. You can't have a square root that's negative. It's not a real number. Let me show you. For example, what is the square root of negative 16? Notice the negative sign is on the inside. Up here is on the outside. Now it's on the inside. The answer to that is not real. That's the answer. Not real. Because if you think about it, all of these up here, it's what number times itself gives you the radicand. 9 times 9 gives you 81. 5 times 5 gives you 25. 7 times 7 gives me 49. So what gives me negative? Remember, these were all positive. So what gives me negative 16? What times itself gives negative 16? Well, 4 times 4 gives you positive 16. You could even do negative 4 times, negative 4. That's still going to give you a positive 16. There's no way to get a negative 16. You can't do negative times a positive. You can't do that. Because remember, square roots, it has to be the same. Okay? So anytime you have a negative on the inside, it is not real. And that is confusing because if it's on the outside, it's okay. If it's on the inside, it is not okay. Okay, so we're going to start doing some examples. These are not, this is not from your work or anything. These are just examples. What are they called? They're called skill checks. Okay? And the skill checks are fabulous. I like doing a lot of examples from there. So I'm going to do this skill check, the very first one. And it's nice and easy. What is the square root of 25? It's 5. Remember, that means 5 times 5 gives you 25. Okay, what is the square root of negative 4? The answer is not real. Because you cannot have a negative inside. Can't have negative inside. Or you can't have negative radicand. Ooh, I like that better. Okay. Whoops. Square root of 36. So what times itself gives you 36? 6. 6 times 6 gives me 36. 4. Negative square root of 64. What times itself gives you 64? I'm sorry, I'm tired. 8. There's a negative, so it's going to be negative 8. 8 times 8 gives you 64, and then bring that negative over like that. All right, 5. Negative square root of negative 100. Ah, that's not real because you cannot have that negative right there. You can have that negative, but you can't have that. And by the way, a negative in front of a negative in this case does not make it positive. This is a radical sign. Totally different rules. Don't y'all love math? You would think, ooh, negative in front of a negative. I know, that makes it positive. No, not in this case. I know, so many darn rules. All right, so negative square root of 100. Okay, what times itself gives you 100? 10. There's a negative out there, so I'm going to bring that negative over there. Okay? So remember, 10 times 10 gives me 100, and then we bring that negative over. Okay? All right. I think y'all got that. Okay, now for the juicy stuff. See, I like puzzles and stuff like that. So when I like simplifying, I'm just an algebra kind of person. Okay. We're going to be simplifying. Basically, guys, that just means solving. Okay? We're just solving in a weird sort of way. So I'm going to do some more skill checks. Now, pay very close attention. Instead of me writing down a whole bunch of rules, I want to show you through the examples. So number 1, square root of 64 minus square root of 25. Okay, watch what I do. What is the square root of 64? 8 minus. What's the square root of 25? 5. So 8 minus 5 is 3. That's it. Isn't that nice? I think so. That's not too bad, right? All right, let's do another. Okay, this one's going to be a little bit weirder. 9 times 16 under the radical sign divided by 81 minus 45. I don't know about y'all, but I can already hear Sydney groaning on this one. Oh my gosh. See, this is the part that I miss, not seeing y'all's faces and your comments and everything in class, because y'all always have me laughing. Now I'm talking to a dumb computer and it's not funny. Okay. Anyway, it's okay, Sydney, and the rest of you that are freaking out, relax. Relax. Miranda. Oh, Miranda, I know. See, y'all's comments. I know Miranda's starting to freak out. Maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong. Okay, so it's kind of like order of operations. Okay? So 9 times 16 is 144. But we're still under the radical sign. Make sure you still bring over that radical sign. 81 minus 45 That is square root of 36. Okay, so look what I did there. I did 9 times 16, 144. Make sure you bring over the radical sign. 81 minus 45 is 36. Make sure you bring over the radical sign. Now, what is the square root of 144? 12. Divided by, what is the square root of 36? 6. 12 divided by 6 is 2. Now, guys, for the most part, the problems that they give you are going to be perfect squares. Notice this is a perfect square. I should have mentioned that. This is a perfect square. Perfect square. That means it's always going to be easy like that. 12 times 12, 6 times 6, 5 times 5, 8 times 8. Those are called perfect squares. Okay? Everything that you do today will be perfect squares. Okay? And remember, you have a calculator that will help you when in doubt. Okay? All right. 3. Let's do another. I have negative square root 144 being divided by 2 times square root of 25 minus square root of 9. Okay, don't freak out. It's okay. It looks ugly, but it's not. And y'all know what I do on the weekends and during the summers for extra money. I'm a private investigator. So remember what I've been telling you all year. When you get to some weird stuff like this, you stop, you sit back, relax, and you start looking at the whole picture. Look at the whole picture and start picking it apart. Every good private investigator knows how to see the whole picture. Okay? And y'all want to be good private investigators too one day. Just kidding. Don't do my job. All right. Don't be a teacher and don't be a private investigator. Make more money. Okay. So let's start at the top. What is the square root of 144? 12. And there's a negative, so negative 12. So take it one step at a time. Okay, now don't worry about that 2 right now. Let's go ahead and write it. What is the square root of 25? 5. Minus, what's the square root of 9? 3. There you go. See, one step at a time. Okay, so now we need to finish this. So I'm going to rewrite it right here. 2 times, what's 5 minus 3? 2. So we're going to keep simplifying it. 2 times 2 is 4. What is negative 12 divided by positive 4? Negative 3. So if you need to rewind and go back over this, you can. And some of you that get really frustrated or have major anxiety, you need to relax and do step by step. Do one step at a time, one thing at a time. All right, number 4. Now this one is very important. I'm putting a little star here. Anytime you have a number outside the radical like this, you're multiplying. That means 3 times this whole deal here. Okay? So this means multiply. I don't care if it's radical, if it's a square root of 3 on the outside of here. Anytime you don't have anything in between there, it's multiply. Multiply, multiply, multiply. Okay, so 120 plus 24, that gives me 144. That, children, 144, square root of 144, that is a perfect square. So what is the square root of 144? 12. So this is 3 times 12. 3 times 12 is 36. Okay? All right. Let's do some examples from your book. Okay. 453. Let's start with number 1. I'm going to do a lot of examples, so don't worry. It says solve the following, or simplify the following. If no answer exists, state not real. Okay, so these are going to be perfect squares. All right, so what's the perfect square? What's the square root of 121? It's 11, because 11 times 11 is 121. 3. Negative square root of 144. All right, the square root of 144 is 12, because 12 times 12 is 144. And there's a negative, so it's negative 12. Don't forget about that negative sign. 5. Negative square root of 225. Okay, so these are getting into some bigger numbers. If you need to use your calculator, go ahead. I would prefer you not to. I'd prefer you do some trial and error and try to figure that out on your own. But at this point in the game, you know, I'm just going to have to let y'all do your thing. So what number times itself gives you 225? 15. And then there's a negative, so bring over your negative. Number 7. Negative 1. Okay, square root of negative 1. What would that be, guys? Not real. That's your answer. Not real. Because of that negative sign. All right. Yes, we're skipping quite a bit. Notice the next section says find the consecutive. Nope. Then the section B, it says estimate the following. Bleh. We're not doing it. We are skipping all of that. Okay, I don't want y'all to estimate. I don't want y'all to find some numbers. I just want you to know how to do square roots. No guessing or anything. Forget that. So let's do 21 now. Okay, we are simplifying. So 21 is the square root of 16 plus 33. All right, 16 plus 33 is 49. Make sure you keep the radical sign. All right, so what is the square root of 49? It's 7. That's it. Okay, 23. You need to pause these videos when I write down the problem or something. Solve it yourself, and then come back and see if you got it right. We'll pretend that we're in class. All right, square root of 9 times 25. Okay, 9 times 25 is 225. Don't forget your radical sign. What is the square root of 225? 15. That's it. Okay, 25 is 3 times, see that 3 is on the outside and we're multiplying. 120 plus 49 minus the square root of 36. Remember, that means multiply. Okay, 120 plus 49. And we're going to remember to bring over our 3 times the square root. So 120 plus 49 is 169 minus square root of 36. I always, some of you are like, oh, Ms. Rogers, I know what that means. Okay, I get that. But me, I'm a step-by-step person. I don't skip steps and I don't multi-step. I do one thing at a time because then there's less chance for error. Okay, so what is the square root of 169? It's 13. So that's 3 times this. So then I'm going to do 3 times 13. Minus, because I want to separate it, what is the square root of 36? 6. Okay, so 3 times 13, whoops, is 39 minus 6. 39 minus 6 is 33. There you go. Okay, 27. 5 times the square root of 98 divided by 2 plus 4 times the square root of 25. Okay, so we're going to work inside the radical sign. So I have 5, I'm going to do equals. 5 times, what's 98 divided by 2? 49 plus, and I'm going to, I know you already know that, but I'm going to rewrite it step by step. Okay, what is the square root of 49? It's 7, but remember we're multiplying here. 5 times this. So it's going to be 5 times 7. I'm putting that in parentheses just because I want to make sure I group it correctly, that I don't get that and this plus sign confused. And then what is the square root of 25? It is 5. And I'm grouping that as well. Okay? What is 5 times 7? I'm losing my voice. 35 plus 4 times 5 is 20. 35 plus 20 is 55. There you go. All right. 29. Ooh, this is going to be a fun one. 4 times square root of 169 divided by the square root of 144. Okay, okay, this is 4 times, don't forget. What is the square root of 169? It's 13. So 4 times 13 divided by, what is the square root of 144? 12. 4 times 13 is 52. And then we just bring over a 12. Now, 52 divided by 12 is going to give you a decimal answer. Okay? Now, I'm not going to care if you write down the decimal answer. I'm not going to care. Ooh, my legs. But what they want you to know is you can keep it like this, but they want you to put it in lowest terms. So what number can go into 52 and 12? 4. 52 divided by 4 is 13. And 12 divided by 4 is 3. So this is your number. Your answer. Okay? Seem a little happy. Okay. Anyway. All right. 31. Last one, guys. This is the last one I'm going to do. 3 times the square root of 81 minus square root of 36. Okay, this isn't too bad either. So 3 times, what is the square root of 81? It's 9 minus square root of 36 is 6. 9 minus 6, well, that's going to be 3 times 3. 3 times 3 is 9. There you go. That's it. I think you guys got it. Let's do page 453, numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. Numbers 2 through 8 even. And then we're going to, whoops, sorry. Then we're going to skip that middle section. No need to do that. And do 22 to, I said 32, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. 32 even. Okay? That's 10 problems. I think you got it. This is going to be due Monday. All right? And your quiz or test will be, in fact, I'm going to write that down for you. Quiz. Yeah, let's just do quiz. Quiz is going to be Friday, 5/15. And then we're going to be done. Okay, no, I'm not assigning any IXL. If you need IXL, I will, text me and I will tell you exactly which ones to do and stuff like that. I'll make sure that some are posted for y'all. Okay? All right. Take care. Bye-bye.